Okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Leo, and I'm excited to present VaxCT or Vaccine Clinical Trial, a new knowledge base and web platform that our team here at He Lab developed, along with help from UT Health and Mayo Clinic. So, vaccine development is one of the public health's greatest achievement. But for researchers, analyzing this data is incredibly difficult. So in one world, we have AACT, a relational database for ClinicalTrials.gov. Is an incredible resource with over around 500,000 studies. But its data, especially intervention, is a little bit messy as it's unstructured data. And intervention might be listed as, for example, Moderna mRNA vaccine or mRNA 1273, or its unique internal trial code. So this lack of standardization is difficult for us to systematically analyze. And on the other hand, we have a highly specialized knowledge base like VIOLIN with detailed vaccine components and adjuvants, and we also have Vaccine Ontology, which provides the standardized terminology that we need. So the problem here is that they exist independently and there's no bridge in between. So the researchers are forced to manually link these sources together, which is not only labor intensive, but also challenged with inconsistencies and some errors. And again, the intervention data in AACT is often unstructured free text, making it using program to mapping it a massive challenge for us. So our solution here is Vaccine Clinical Trial or VaxCT. It's two things. So first, it's a new integrated knowledge base. And second, it's a user-friendly web platform that lets researchers actually use the knowledge base. So the core of our paper here is a robust Python pipeline that we built to automatically bridge that gap. Finds all the vaccine trial in AACT and links them to their corresponding standardized entries in VIOLIN and Vaccine Ontology. So let's look at the high level look of the pipeline that we built. So we first started with the full AACT database from, let's say, in our case, April 2025. So this is a 2 GB database with, again, 500,000 studies. And we use a Python script with a dictionary of over 200 vaccine-related keywords to filter this down to only relevant trials, which gave us 9,149 vaccine clinical trials. And then later on, we perform a, so we know that AACT is a schema that is highly normalized. So performing a complex multi-table join would be needed to answer a query, which, and if we put it in VIOLIN web page, would take several minutes in real time, which would be very impractical for a web tool. So we made a key architectural decision to denormalize it. So our Python pipeline pre-process all of these 9,100 trials and consolidate all of their relevant data, like keywords, their conditions, and their interventions into a single flat master search table. So then this would allow us to, our web platform to feel faster when we query the information that we need. And the second stage would be the second step of our pipeline would be a multi-stage harmonization. So our goal here is to link the messy AACT intervention names to our VIOLIN and VO identifiers. So we did this in three stages to maximize precision and recall. First stage is lexical matching or direct matching. So we tried an exact match first, and if that failed, we tried to tried a case-insensitive substring search. So this is the easy step that successfully mapped around 3,500 trials, or around 40% of our data. And the second stage would be the NLP-based enrichment. So we know that there's the rest, which is 60% of the trials that were left without any matching. And so it might be a little bit messy. So the intervention name were complex phrases or novel designations. Yeah. So for these, we employed an LLM for contextual analysis. We use GPT-4o Mini through LangChain OpenAI framework provided by University of Michigan. So we didn't just ask it to find the vaccine. We gave it a specific context-aware entity recognition task, which is to read the trial's official title field and extract any vaccine name that is present and in the VIOLIN database. So this step, we found around additional 4,700 trials, or around 50% of the total that the first step misses entirely. And this third stage would be a gold standard annotation. So we finally ensure the highest possible accuracy for this, we applied a final precision pass. So we used a manually created gold standard mapping file, which was previously made by Jianfu's team in Mayo Clinic. And this step is what links the common trait names or synonyms to their precise VIOLIN name and their corresponding VO identifiers. So this populates our annotation gold field and in the master table, and hopefully guarantees an ambiguous and ontological grounded link for our entire database. Yeah, so this is a snapshot of the output of our entire pipeline in this VaxCT knowledge base. And as we can see, we have a standard trial data like NCTI ID here, and then official title, and then the phases, the status, or the study type status here. So we've also created a pre-aggregated fields like all the keywords, all of the conditions, all of the interventions mentioned in the clinical trials data. So, and then there's an important part, which is the table here, the right, where it has all the VIOLIN data, including like the specific vaccine ID. This is the VIOLIN ID, corresponding VIOLIN ID, specific vaccine name, specific vaccine manufacturer, vaccine type. And so these are all, again, from VIOLIN. And then there's also a VO ID from the VO Vaccine Ontology that is not shown here due to the width of the table. And that is the link that was missing before from the AACT database. So now we'll see how the web platform, how we can use the web platform to use this knowledge base. So for the end user, this is how it looks like for a VaxCT web platform. So we built it with a PHP backend and a MariaDB database to house the master table. So this denormalized structure means queries that would take minutes on a live AACT database now execute in seconds. And so this interface provides a, So this interface provides a search filter for intervention, condition, and trial phases, study type, enrollment count, study status. So this is when a user selects a trial and they get a unified view. So let's walk through a query right now. So for example, here, a researcher is interested in myocarditis and search it up. And they get 14 hits when searching for myocarditis in this VaxCT database. And when they click on a trial that they want to look at, they see a unified detail page. So this page will dynamically pull the trial data from AACT and displays the harmonized vaccine information from VIOLIN. So most importantly for here, we present like a hyperlink for Vaccine Ontology. Vaccine Ontology here, and then the VIOLIN ID here. And when the user click on it, it will direct them to Ontology web, which is present here, and then VIOLIN web page as well here. And if they want to look at the detailed information about the clinical trial, they click on the NCT ID, it will directly link them to the corresponding clinical trial page. And of course, at the end, we also have a bunch of all of the relevant publications related to this clinical trial at the bottom. And if they click on the PubMed ID, it will direct them to the to that specific publication on PubMed. So this this page creates a true central hub for all the user in one single page that hopefully that's all they need from VaxCT. Yeah. So now let's look at the use case of this on bridging the vaccine life cycle. So for example, we may be interested in the safety profile of a specific vaccine, such as Moderna mRNA vaccine. So some studies may show a higher than expected number of myocarditis reported following the administration of Moderna, or even though or maybe some that shows no statistically significant association. So this may prompt prompted by this specific post-market signal, we can then turn to VaxCT to investigate the pre-market data. So we can then query the VaxCT platform using myocarditis in the condition field, and then terms Moderna or mRNA in the keyword field, and then allow us to isolate some of the trials designated to evaluate this real-world outcome. So this filtered list would include key studies like this specific clinical trial done by the MyoVax study. So this specifically investigated the myocardial injury following the COVID-19 vaccination. So the further vaccine adverse event data can be identified using the post-license vaccine adverse event reporting system, or VARS, over here, yeah. So this VaxCT serves as a central hub, integrating foundational vaccine knowledge from VIOLIN with clinical trial data. And this feedback loop would shows how VaxCT links the post-market safety signal from VARS back to the original trial data for the Moderna vaccine. So yeah, this example illustrates VaxCT core value to bridge the gap between a post-market safety signal identified in VARS and the foundational pre-market clinical data. So within minutes, a researcher can move from a public health concern to a curated list of the exact clinical trials needed to conduct a systematic review or meta-analysis. And I think this is most important. These are all linked within the VIOLIN web, besides the web FDA approval. So we have the preclinical animal studies data in VIOLIN. We have VaxCT here that we newly developed, and we also have the VARS in VIOLIN as well. So yeah, so let's go to the discussion. So VaxCT is probably the first web-based tool to integrate all of these three critical data sets, including ClinicalTrials.gov, VIOLIN, and VO. So also demonstrate a hybrid matching strategy combining lexical method with the contextual power of LLM is scalable and effective framework for this kind of messy data problem. As for our limitations, first, our system is only as good as its input. So any errors in the AACT or VIOLIN database will be propagated into VaxCT. So while our matching algorithm is good, it's not perfect. There will be some ambiguous entries that the pipeline still misses. So for certain high stake analysis, a final layer of manual curation will still be needed at the end. And second, I think this is also a key challenge, is that VaxCT knowledge base right now is currently a static snapshot from April 2025, because the harmonization pipeline is a little bit computationally intensive, so we can't run it daily. So keeping the data fresh is, again, a significant challenge for us. So yeah, our top priority here is to update the mechanisms to solve the static snapshot problem. And we also plan to expand integration, linking data like genomics or proteomics data to get an even deeper view of vaccine antigens. So yeah, to conclude, VaxCT provides a scalable, robust framework that finally bridges the gap between clinical data and deep biological knowledge. And we believe is a tool that can truly accelerates the hypothesis generation and enhance safety surveillance for the entire vaccine community. Yeah, thank you. I would like to acknowledge our co-authors, Yiming, Jianfu, Jie, Tao Cui, and Oliver. And this is funded by U24 grant. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Thank you very much for the excellent talk. We got, probably two questions. First one from Anna Maria: for synonyms, which source did you use?
Yeah, so for the synonyms, I actually use ChatGPT, and then just give me a bunch of keywords for a search, and it gave me 200 for me to be able to filter it down. So yeah.
Okay, great. Asha?
Yeah, thank you. So I'm happy to see this. But I give you some suggestions from my experience working at the FDA. This one is not suggesting, it's a question. So you did you check, because in VIOLIN we also included some cancer vaccines. So are those included? And previously, I think I led some work to looking at clinical trials and to extract the cancer vaccine related data. And that is manual work. So I think if you had that automation from your database, it will help you if you compare to that data set. Of course, that data set was like maybe a couple of years ago. That is suggestion. Second is, so you have this life cycle, but I see the life cycle related information are all focused on research. I think you could add some regulatory related work. For example, the FDA related documents like the approval document or portions, or FDA has a lot of documents related. So now I think we have seen all those tools, like especially that topic, bird topic. That tool can be used to index those, to screen through those documents and then put it in your VaxCT. I think it's an enhancement. It will be very valuable. Besides that, there will be protocols, that is full protocols, because on the clinical trial, they only register the metadata, like the information about registry. They do not have full protocols associated with it. So if you can also find, not everything, every clinical trial registration will put their protocol in, like full protocol to be available to the public. But if you can find those, I think those are the valuable data sets. Besides, the ClinicalTrials.gov also publish the results from each studies. Did you include those data?
Yeah, so for example, if we look up, so this here we can see that there is relevant publications, right? And then there will be official results. So for this case, there's no official results yet, but some cases, if there's a published official result, it will be shown here.
Yeah, what I meant, the published result means just on ClinicalTrials.gov, they have a section to publish the study results.
Mhm.
So I don't know about does AACT grab that information or not, but
Yeah.
it would be worth it to look at what is on the clinical trial and then somehow integrated here.
Mhm.
Besides looking at the PubMed results. But those are just a couple of suggestions.
Yeah, thank you so much for this.
Protocols, are very important. Yeah.
And I'd like to briefly address the cancer vaccine as well. So cancer vaccines are included here. And then one of the next step is actually to use the reference from the cancer vaccines to match it with our VaxCT directly. So it will in the end, it will increase the accuracy as well as you suggested. So yeah, that's what we know what we should do for our next step. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and I still have another question regarding your maintenance pipeline. So you said it's a significant difficult to refresh data. Why is that? What are the significant bottlenecks?
So right now, because what we're doing right now is to download the AACT directly into our computer into my computer. So we haven't have the whole automatic pipeline to download it and then have it uploaded into our database for now. So we're just figuring. For now, we just figured out how to create this, but we haven't have the whole automatic pipeline yet.
All right. So for your plan, if you create this automated pipeline, and what is your maintenance pace? It seems like you mentioned like daily updates after your goal of your automation pipeline. What is your like refresh frequency?
Okay. In the interest of time, why don't you use the kind of chat for that question?
Sorry for taking so much time.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks again thanks a lot for the great talk and the comments and questions.